Hello and welcome to my lightboard session. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about the three main cloud deployment models, namely the public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. So let's talk about what each of this really means, right? Now, when AWS launched its major services in 2006, that is S3 and EC2, and later added a lot of useful services in 2008, that is VPCs, the load balancers, the autoscaling feature, it took the world by storm. And that is when companies across the world, companies of all sizes and shapes, started realizing the power of cloud, and they started building their infrastructures on cloud. And all you needed from there on was just an idea to get started with anything. You could start with an idea, build your application, and just go live, globally, and serve your global customers within hours. And that was the power of cloud, that accelerated the growth of the startup world in general, starting with 2008. Now, when we talk about clouds like AWS, and later on Azure and GCP were launched in 2009 and 2008, these are some of the examples of the public cloud. What is a public cloud? Public cloud is something that is accessible to everyone and anyone, and all you need is to create an account today and sign up, and just with probably your credit card, and then you get started building your infrastructure and deploying your applications right away. And those are the examples of public cloud. It's a shared infrastructure which is available for everyone across the globe, and the access to that can also be, you can also make some of the infrastructure as private and inaccessible from outside world, but you can still access it through a public internet. And that is an example of a public cloud infrastructure. And everything that you know about or heard of, let's say AWS, Azure, GCP, even smaller cloud platforms like DigitalOcean, fall under this category of public cloud. Now, what is a private cloud? Private cloud is something which is similar, which gives you, a lot of these features, but this is something you build in-house or in the data center that you control. And this can be completely private. You can expose it outside, that's also a possibility, but it can completely be private, and then inside that you build your infrastructure and deploy it, and why do you call it as a cloud then? Is because you get a self-serviceability, automation, self-provisioning capacity, dynamic capacity in certain cases. So all of these features that a lot of cloud providers give you are available, but inside your own perimeter, inside your own data center. That is a requirement for a lot of organizations, and those are the cases when they choose the public cloud, deploying a private cloud. Or some of the organizations, they have already been running their own data centers. It is much cheaper for them and more efficient and faster for them to manage and build everything in-house, in which case private cloud is a great option. Tools like OpenStack help you build your own private cloud platform. There are many tools available now. In fact, some of the public clouds are making their offerings available and to be able to set up as the private cloud in-house as well. Now, then what is this hybrid cloud? So a lot of organizations who have their own data centers and who have been running their own cloud in-house, that is a private cloud, still need some capacity in certain cases. They might need exit capacity for some experimental purposes, or they might have to host their infrastructure globally. Some of their infrastructure may, let's say, content delivery network, CDN, needs to be hosted globally as well. So instead of building their own data centers globally, they avail the public cloud platform for only for specific uses, or they use the public cloud just for bursting. So they have their own infrastructure locally, their own data in-house infrastructure, which is private cloud, and they set up the public cloud infrastructure as well. In a lot of cases, they use a virtual private link here to connect to the public cloud and make it seamless for the internal users. In certain cases, they can also avail a dedicated line from their data center to the public cloud platform as well and make it completely private. Then they can also secure it and say that, hey, we don't want this to be accessible from outside at all. We want to secure it, and the only access is from inside our infrastructure. So if you see a deployment where you have the private cloud and then there is also a public cloud in play, in use, or there could be multiple public clouds which are being used as well, this is a hybrid cloud model. So as I just mentioned, we just talked about the 3 types of clouds based on the deployment model, which is the public cloud, private cloud, and the hybrid one.